Hey guys, it's me again, and today I'm gonna be giving you my first impressions of this manga right here that I got not too long ago. It is Another. Um, yeah, so if you read the title and thought this was just a review on another manga, no, this is a review on a manga called Another. So there's that. I realized before I started recording this that might get a little confusing with the title, but anyways, this isn't a full review. I am only like right here, so yeah, I'm not too far in, but most of that is from last night alone. But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stop here, cause it got really weird. I'm gonna finish it obviously. I just wanted to stop for last night, cause I was like, okay, um, yeah, it's a lot to take in after a while, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. I love it, but first, I'll give my impressions on it and my thoughts on it without spoilers, and then like halfway through, I'll do with spoilers because um I I don't want to spoil this for anyone because I know a lot of people probably haven't read this. I've never heard anyone talk about it, so I don't know that a whole lot of people have heard of it or read it, so I don't want to spoil it for all those people. Then also, if you want to hear some of the stuff, it really helps explain why I felt certain ways. So you could also stay around for the spoiler part if you don't mind spoilers, but I suggest you don't stick around for the spoilers because it's some pretty insane stuff. You're gonna want to experience it for yourself without having it spoiled. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Another. Oh my gosh, this series is amazing. Well, I guess it's not really a series. It's only got one volume, this one, but you know, it only really needs one when it's as thick as this is. And as I said in my review, well, my unboxing, it weighs 2 pounds, so this is more than enough. But anyway, it follows this guy. I think his name's Sakakibara. I'm pretty sure yeah, I got it right. Last time I could not pronounce that for some reason. That name was just killing me, and I don't know why. But there I go. I got it. And he's in the hospital when we start, and I'm not gonna say why, so don't worry. But anyway, he's getting ready to go to a new school, and yeah, he meets someone there that also goes to school. Again, I'm going as generic as possible with this stuff, so you'll you guys will not know super well what's going on until I get into the spoiler part. So don't worry if it sounds like I'm saying something you're like, "Oh, that's a spoiler." Trust me, if I'm saying it right here, I feel that it's minor enough to not be considered really a spoiler, so don't worry. Anyways, um he kind of befriends this person, and then he goes to school after he's out of the hospital, and he talks with them a bit more, and he makes some new friends, and he learns soon that there's some really strange things about his school, and he's told those by a family member, so he starts learning about all the weird things about the school, and then anyway, he goes to school, he makes some more friends, and he's talking with them, and he hangs out with them a bunch, but then he still hangs out with this original person, but there's something up with this original person that he met at the hospital that he hangs out with. There's something really strange about them that you'll find out, and it's weird. And yeah, like that's about as much as I can say without getting into spoilers. But oh, it oh my gosh, like words can't describe what this book has accomplished. Like this will break you mentally a little bit. I feel like if you're not already mentally unstable after reading this, I think it's safe to say you will be. And if you already are before reading this, maybe it's not a safe idea. Maybe you would go fully insane. I have no idea, but yeah, that's just how intense this is. I know reading it a few times, I was like, okay, yeah, I should probably just be done for now because this is only gonna get weirder and more intense, and I need to go to bed soon, and this is gonna keep me awake all night. Not because like being scared or anything, but just because it gives you so much to think about. And so if I kept reading, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to be up all night thinking about what's going to happen next and what these things mean and what's going on. And yeah, it's really weird. But it's an amazing series. I can't wait to continue reading it. And once I finish it, I will do an entire review of the whole thing, and I'll let you guys know what my thoughts on it are after that, what's changed, what hasn't. And yeah, now without further ado, let's get into the spoiler parts. But if you're gonna leave without because you don't want spoilers, then thank you guys so much for watching up until now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys next time. But if you're gonna stick around for the spoilers, that's all good too. And I'll get into that. So, the story starts with Sakakibara in the hospital because his lung collapsed, apparently. Yeah, that sounds fun. Not really. That sounds terrible, and I feel really bad for the guy. But anyway, he's there, and there's this nurse there that he's talking with, and she's kind of hitting on him, which they kind of joke about in bonus sections of the manga later that don't really count, and that's fun and all. But anyway, he's walking around the hospital at one point, and he's getting in an elevator to go somewhere, and he sees this girl. Her name is Mei Misaki, and she's going to the second basement, and that's not where he's going, but he notices she's wearing a school uniform that looks like his, and so he asks her, he goes, hey, do you go to whatever the name of their school was? I don't remember, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I know they've only said it a lot, but I don't remember it, but she says that she does go to that school, and he asks her, wait, what are you doing on the second going to the second basement? She goes, oh, I'm dropping something off. It's half of me. And he doesn't know what to think of this. But anyway, he leaves and goes where he was going and goes about his life as normal. And then when he's at home, he's getting ready to go to this new school, so he's like, okay, wait, my aunt went to this school, so why don't I ask her about it? And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I've gotten from this that he lives with his grandma because his mom died, and then his dad is somewhere else. He got transferred to somewhere else because he's a college professor, I think. And so he lives with his grandma, and his aunt's there, and he's talking with her about the school because she used to go there. And she tells him about how it's a very superstitious school. They have stuff like, if you fall on this hill behind the school somewhere, that you're going to have really bad luck. If you go on the school roof and enter the school again with your right foot first, you're going to have bad luck. And there's also this story that's been passed down through the school for a long time. And she doesn't tell him this, but he hears this later on. And the story is that 26 years ago at the school, this student who everyone loved, they were super popular, they were super smart, they did all sorts of sports and stuff, they were really popular, their name was Misaki. And they died in an accident. And it was weird because even though they were dead, everyone still believed that they were still there. They would hang around at Misaki's desk. The desk was actually kept there in the classes, so there was that. The teachers would talk with Misaki. And then, in the yearbook picture, at the end of the year, after Misaki had been dead and gone for a while, in the yearbook picture, Misaki was somehow there. Yeah, and so school starts up, and Sakakibara is talking with his new friends that he makes, and then he sees Mei Misaki, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go talk with my other friend, so he goes and talks with her, and he's talking with her, and then his other friends come over, and she's not there anymore. They're like, hey, are you feeling okay? And this is where it starts to get a little weird. He doesn't know what they're talking about, but he talks to them a bit more, and then he notices that, oh, hey, there she is up on the school roof, so he goes and he talks with her, and then they're talking a bit more, and that's when I think he hears her name for the first time. She tells him that her name's Mei Misaki. I think that's when he hears it for the first time. Again, I could be wrong. I don't remember all this perfectly, so I apologize for that, but anyway, they get done talking, and she has to do something, so she leaves. And he notices that as she walks back into the school, she goes into the building with her right foot first. Which, again, is one of those superstitions that the school has. You can't do that. That's terrible. And so things go on a bit longer, and he keeps hanging out with her and his other friends, and people really start to question what's going on with this guy. Like, it's obvious that something's up with his friend May. And one day, he's in the school talking to her. Like, he finishes a test early and he's talking to her. And a teacher approaches him to see what he's doing, and the teacher sees him talking with Mei Misaki. This is the first time anyone ever sees her other than him. And she runs off and falls down the stairs and impales herself on an umbrella and dies. So I think she dies. Maybe she doesn't, but she got stabbed through the neck. I think she's dead. Who knows? Maybe she'll come back later, and I just haven't seen that yet. But where I am now, it seems like it's pretty obvious that she's probably dead. But anyway, yeah, that happens. And then one day, he and May are talking, and because he's walking, I think, home from school, and he sees her, so he runs up to her, and they start talking again. And then she disappears again. And he goes to this place that he had seen a few times before. It's this store, this shop. It not only sells dolls, but it also has like a gallery that you can look around in and stuff. And they catch Sakakibara's attention, and because he thinks they're just beautiful, and they look like they're not even a part of this world, and that's what he says, and he loves them. And then while he's down in the gallery, he sees one that looks like Mei Misaki, and it's in a coffin. And he says out loud how it looks like her. And she apparently is there. But it's weird because when he got there, the shop owner said, well, yeah, you're the only customer right now, so feel free to look around. And then he's looking around down there, and he runs into her. And they talk a bit more. And then she tells him about the story of Misaki from 26 years ago that died at the school. She tells him that story. No, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong. My voice is going or something. But then he asks her what she was doing at the hospital. She said she was dropping something off. And he asks her about the Misaki that died, because he recently found out, I forgot to say this, he recently found out from that nurse that was totally hitting on him that it was not this Misaki. Misaki was their first name, and then their last name, well, I think it was their first name, and then their last name was something completely different. It wasn't May. But, I mean, anyway. So it wasn't her, and May tells Sakakibara that it was her cousin, and he's like, oh, okay, and he asks her, he had asked her before what was under her eye patch, and she goes, you wanted to see what was under my eye patch, right? And he goes, yeah, and he's a little uneasy, you can tell. But, so she goes ahead, and she takes the eye patch off, and she has a blue eye, and apparently, I think they said it was a fake eye, so that was weird. And then, yeah, so and then they had this other conversation. I'm all over the place here. If you ever read this or you have read this, you'll know that. It's fairly obvious, but anyway, at some other point, they have another conversation, and they're talking, and someone brings up the subject that when they're at school, people always act really weird when Sakakibara is talking to her, and she tells him it's because she's not, to all of those people there, she's not there. She's invisible to everyone except him. He's the only person that can see her. And then apparently, probably that teacher who ran down the stairs tripped and impaled herself on her umbrella. But she doesn't mention that. What she tells him is, he's the only person that can see her. She's invisible to everyone else. To everyone else, she is not there. And, yeah, so he goes to school the next day, and since he had now heard this story of the Misaki from 26 years ago, the different Misaki, he mentions it to some of the people at his school, and they're freaking out. They're like, okay, how does he know this? He wasn't supposed to know that and stuff. And they tell a teacher, and the teacher's like, oh, we'll just have to keep an eye on him. That's not good. And so clearly he's not supposed to know about the whole thing from 26 years ago. And yeah, that's about everything from where I am so far. I mean, I guess that wasn't really my impressions on the thing, but that was more so just a really in-depth summary. That wasn't the point originally, but hey, I guess that's what we ended up with there. But yeah, now you can see why that's so weird. Like, after I decided I was gonna stop, I think I just sat there. Not, I don't even think anything was going through my mind. I think I was just sitting there, spaced out, thinking about absolutely nothing except what the heck did I just read for like the next 10 minutes. That's all I did, and then I realized, okay, I've been sitting here, blanked out for long enough. I need to do something now. And yeah, I'm not even halfway through. I'm like a quarter of the way done, and it's already this crazy. And I can't imagine how it's gonna get any weirder. But oh boy, I'm sure it will. But yeah, like I said before, once I finish this, I'll do an in-depth review of the entire series. And yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think. Let me know down in the comments if you have read this series, and if you have, what do you think about it? And if you haven't read it, but you want to, let me know that too, because I'd be interested in seeing how many people want to read this series after watching this video. Although, it's sad if you tell me that in the comments, because I'll know you watched this part with the spoilers, which means that you want to watch it even though you know a bunch of the plot twists from early on and the crazy things like that. So, if you want to read it still, after hearing the spoilers, I'm sorry. Hopefully you decided you want to read it before those, but anyway, yeah, that's all up to you guys. You do you. If you want to read it, go for it. If you don't, hey, that's fine. It's not for everyone, I suppose. After all, I know, like I said, this probably isn't safe for a lot of people who are mentally unstable. This might actually hurt people. But yeah. Thank you guys. Okay, wait, no. I was about to end the video, but first, guys, I started yesterday off with 142 subscribers. I uploaded a video talking about my giveaway and that I want to do for 175. And one of my YouTube friends, Rerun Ransom, check him out. His channel's awesome. He told me, he commented on the video, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video on my channel just to help you out with this. So, and that meant the world to me. That was so cool of him. Rerun, thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome of you. And like I said on your video yesterday, if I could ever return the favor, let me know. I would be more than happy to. But anyway, yeah, he uploaded that video, and within an hour, I was up to 143. I was like, okay, his video is working. That's awesome. Maybe by the end of the week, I'll be up to 150. I was hanging out with my friend Jordan a couple hours later, and I showed him the video. I was like, look how cool this is, because that made me so happy that someone was willing to do that for me. That was so cool. I showed him, and he was like, oh, wow, what's your sub count at now? I was like, oh, I checked it about an hour ago. I was at 143. He goes, oh, really? I'll check what it is at now. He checked what it was at. I was at 159. Oh my gosh. And then, and I didn't know what to think. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I had gone up 17 in a matter of hours. That was awesome. So thank you, all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much also to my subscribers who have been here for a long time or are somewhat recent but have still been here. Thank you, everyone. It means a lot to know you guys like the channel as much as you do. That's awesome. But yeah, by the end of the day, I ended up getting 2 more, and I am now up to 161. I went from 142 yesterday to 161. That means I got 19 subscribers in one day. That's pretty cool. For a channel as small as mine, that's a pretty big accomplishment, and it means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, 14 more subscribers, and we'll be doing that giveaway. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys next time.